Welcome to Doki Literature Club. It's recommended to me by a friend. Apparently it's a good visual novel with a twist. Alright. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any intention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it kinda works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. If she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you think you're ignoring me. That's mean. Antics. Yep, that's my birth name. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. Wow, she took that really well. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you wanted to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Antics, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? Literature club. I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you wanted to join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did. One of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Me. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any social skills before college. Hey, I have social skills, okay? My boy, Antics, this main character, super social. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. Man, why is that such a bad thing? I feel like that's not a bad thing. Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? This chick has the audacity to oversleep and not even come to school, and then tell me to try? I see how it is. Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured in by such a carefree girl? It looks like her outfit and her vest is made of leather. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with Anime Club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Wow, she's waiting for me. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna get you late for your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know. Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Is it literature club? Sayori. Yeah. There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is the vice president of literature club. Definitely not Futanari club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought she would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature club is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. Why? Can't believe you've done this. And Natsuki made cupcakes. Well, now I have to go. Don't make promises you can't keep. Life lesson. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned this all out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to Literature Club. It's a pleasure of meeting you. Oof, look at quite the figure. Girl 1, such an intriguing name. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy? Hey, that's sexist, okay? Boys can like literature. Way to kill the atmosphere. Okay, that is true. I did kill the atmosphere. Antics, what a nice surprise. Well, finally, glad to get recognized around here. Welcome to the club. All the words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Sumimasen. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year, and an 8-cup. She is also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Sayori. Tsundere. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, full of energy, and this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Just a second, my cat is scratching at the door. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Right, Mr. Figglesworth? And it sounds like you already know Monica. Is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Antics. Monica smiles sweetly. Man, you have to have abs of steel to hold a pose like that. Ooh. We all know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, and athletic. Yeah. Brett? Oh, ooh, almost saw something bad. You definitely are athletic if you can have abs like that. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me, so genuine, feels a little... You... too, Monica. Come sit down, Antics. We made room for you at the table, so you can come sit next to me or Monica. Who am I gonna decide? I think Sayori, because I know her better. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about we make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As I already mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Why can't I just sit between them? Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. That's the safe choice, my friend. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? She's got the little sharp tooth. I have it too. Ta-da! Ooh! Natsuki lifts the foils off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. So kawaii! I had no idea you're so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first, then Monica, I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full, and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, just looking at the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The cyanide finally kicks in. It's poison. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Hey! Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Yeah, haven't I heard this somewhere before? Yes, I have. Made them for you or anything. Hey, you're supposed to say it's not like I like you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But, you know, not... You know, dummy. Alright. Alright. I gave up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismissed the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep the whole tea set in this classroom? I wonder where she keeps it. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Ah, yeah, I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Is that so? That's not insulted. Yuri looks away. No, Yuri, I didn't mean it. No, I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I didn't have a choice. I was afraid to answer this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Aha! Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like... Where'd the text go? Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity. Well, it is debate club. Arguing is the key. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special about it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling the dream. Man, I do not want to get in an argument with her, so I'm just gonna not. Monica's... Ooh. Ooh. They're touching hands. They're touching hands. Get out of here. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in your club yet. Must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the efforts to start something brand new. especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastic words agrees. Wow. So, from left to right, ADBC. Yep, I should probably write that down. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked really hard to find these three. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining, though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Antics, what things do you like to read? Manga. Horror, I guess. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Well, at least it's honest. I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head and shoulders suddenly perk up. Why? Is she a manga? Is she a closet neat? It looks like she wants to say something but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build up deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Ooh, that's a hint. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Psychological? Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? What is the author trying to say? Who made this game? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Alright, what's going on? This is foreshadowing. I read a horror book once. Yeah, it's called Physics. The physics textbook. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind at our last club meeting. Classic mistake. It looked like you were working on a poem called 50 Shades of Grey. Don't say it all out. Give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, your fanfiction, everything you do is cute as you are. Sayuri sittles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not that cute. Come on, look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Those greater and less than bracket eyes. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sat in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monaco. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little bit more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Antics? Yeah. So Monica smiles at me, warmingly at me again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Exclamation mark. I never said I would join this club. Sayori must have been words. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made the decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare at me with dejected eyes. The harem four. But I'm sorry, I thought. Antics. You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. Yep. The BDCA. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy. Sarah wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment here, he said, after growing 3 inches taller. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem and bring it to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Antics, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. I also look forward to that. Yeah. Can I really impress that class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Antics. Since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? Ooh. Oh. That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore. She's always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. The harem 4. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day of school in literature club? Boy, I would. Perhaps I'll still have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. I like how they all have a slightly different way of wearing their school uniform. Bow, ribbons, hairbands, and a huge ribbon bow combination in the back of her hair. Guess it starts with writing that poem tonight. Man, please tell me I get to write something. Oh, this is awesome. Pick words you think your favorite club member would like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem most. Oh man, so are we going for the lolly, the best friend, or Yuri? Or do we go for the club president? I don't think we should go for her. I don't think we should go for the... Our best friend's kind of crazy. I think Yuri's gonna turn out to be, like a psychopath. Maybe Monica is the best, but she's club president. And they always end up, like, crazy. Nah, I think we should still go with... No, yeah, I'm club president for sure. What did she say she liked? She didn't say anything. Eternity? A captive. I'm just gonna go with the darkest possible words I can pick. Anger. Oh, that's her. Oh, God. Sadness? What is that girl? She said she likes horror, right? So if I go with, like, disaster, will that be her? Fantasy. Boop. What? Uncontrollable. Depression. Inferno. Bliss. Tragedy. How is that her? How is she like tragedy? That doesn't make any sense. Vitality. Death. Okay, how does she like death? Is it just random who jumps after I click it? Or is she actually a psychopath? Just, what's the most terrible thing here? Secretive? Destiny? Disarray? Graveyard. I like graveyard. Horror. Boom. Frightening. Despise. Doki Doki. I had to pick that one. Lollipop. If Lollipop isn't the middle girl, I don't know what is. Anxiety. Agonizing. Anime would be this girl on the left. Tenacious. Wrath. I think Tenacious would be the girl on the right, hopefully. Alright, let's see how that worked. The girl on the right is definitely... Yuri's definitely gonna win. Alright, come on, Yuri. I'm sorry, but I love the freaking witch. She looks like, kinda looks like Blair from Soul Eater, so whatever, man. Thanks for keeping your promise, Antics. Oh, trust me, it's not. Yeah, I don't deserve slack. Come on, I'm a literal genius. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. Hey, that's not true. I said I wanted to join a club this year. I just wanted to join anime club. Alright, you guys are just attacking me. I am here to hang out. I will take you seriously. You and your little lolly poems and cuteness. Yeah, you're... Jeez, she never gets a break. Manga's literature. Dang, I should've went with her. What am I doing? God, what am I doing? I should've went with her. Antics always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. And he helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room, taking baths. How dependable. Sayori, because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? Stop growing 3 inches every time you talk. I might be a little jealous. How come you and Antics can be... Ooh, how come you and Antics can become good friends too? Oh. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put us into. Would that really be that weird? I feel like that's a normal conversation. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. What's those little red marks on your face? Those are telling me something else. Sorry, made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't even thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out, so I picked the book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How come this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book that she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Give me that book. Phew. She grew 3 inches taller as she exhaled. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now everyone's settled in, and I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayuri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is almost buried in a book. I can't help but notice her tense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of the book. Ooh. Aw. She seems to be on the first few pages, so she just bought it for her and for me. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and her eyes met for a split second. Oh, you know what this means. I don't see a book, but yeah, she hid her face deeper into a book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how you have 2 copies of the same book. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... Oh, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading this soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might even have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? Well, that's about it anyway. Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol in the front cover. Alright. I just want to make sure I don't accidentally give everything away. Basically, it's about a girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister, but as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You already made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story, so the dark turn came out of nowhere. Except for no, it didn't. I knew she was a psychopath. Ah! Wait, does that make me a psychopath for liking horror movies and books in real life? Nah. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? Antics? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, totally forgot that Yuri's into these things. I didn't forget. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just those kind of stories. I feel like most shy people have all kinds of crazy, like, secrets and hobbies that people don't know about. They challenge you to look at life from a strange and new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they want to believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they made out to be naive. They're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with their villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I ended up saying anything strange, and please stop me if I start talking too much. I don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. That is the #1 thing you can do. Okay? It's the #1 thing. Just listen. It's a literature club, after all. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I stay here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just, Something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I'm just end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but feeling somewhat comfortable. Yuri in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you don't have to apologize. You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't mean to. Don't say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean... exactly, dude. Here, this should work right. I slide my desk until it's up to yours, then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it makes it difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same thing with my arm on the inside of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. Oh, bro, this isn't even literature club anymore. It's like Tinder. Are you ready? To turn the page? Horror book and chill. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Oh, I just realized her eyes looking at me. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. Yeah, I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me when I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it on my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of your own mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But antics. That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Ugh, so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry. I didn't know you were so self-conscious of that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying of all this? Okay, everyone. Can't believe you've done this. I think it's about time we shared today's poems. Oh god, I thought we already did. I thought that's why she liked me all of a sudden. Alright. It's not. It's fine. Yuri realizes her hand from the book causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer that I read it with you? I guess I don't have too much preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's some good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf, torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. can already see Monika's pristine handwriting for where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their own bags. I do the same myself. Who should I read my poem to first? My girl. Yeah, and it's targeted towards her. It's not just her opinion. Alright, let's see. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong here. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what's this music? What kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Oh, it's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words on the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their own style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing styles separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressions are weakened. Once Yuri funds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone. I wish my stammering was gone. And she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even the simplest of poems. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice. Is this even a game? Or is this like actually school? I feel like I'm learning. Trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Atsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Ooh. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? That's what I was saying earlier. Like, this is the first time they're sharing poems in the literature club. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of a pleasant but living in the past. Of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Wow. I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking of that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. Yeah, I think your handwriting's pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Antics. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem isn't only being symbolically compared to a ghost? I thought she was going to say there really is a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, I'll be able to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Ah, you know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, antics. Ah, me too. Alright, save, take a little break. Make sure I save. Yes. Alright. Ooh.